Hello everyone, this is Bonnie Jeanne, and this is FlossTube number 18. It has been quite a while since I have done a FlossTube. It's summer. I think in the summertime I'm just never going to know when I'm going to be able to do one. The postal routes are so much longer in the summertime because there are so many more people here in town, and the mail is much heavier, and of course the packages are much heavier. So it's just been, when I come home, I'm hot, I'm dirty. I just want to get my pajamas, take a shower and get in my pajamas and go to bed. However, it hasn't all been work. It had the 4th of July off, which was a very nice surprise. I usually have to deliver Amazon packages on holidays, but they gave it off because there's so many parades, and that's what we did. We went down and watched the parade that's just down the street on Main Street, and it was very cute, very small town, typical small town parade. There were some pictures. If all goes well, my intro will have lots of pictures of the past month here in Wallfleet. So it was a lot of fun. I was very happy that we were able to go down there and see the parade. And then 3 of my 5 grandchildren came down and spent a couple of days and nights down here with me. And I took them out to Provincetown. We went to the beach. We went to a pond. We did all kinds of activities. We had game night with my 2 sisters, and they had a blast. I had a blast. I was sad to see them, to have to take them back home. I would have loved to have kept them all summer. So hopefully there'll be some pictures of them in the beginning of this video too. So one of the exciting things that happened in the last month is that I got Happy Mail, and Melodee, Melodee, I love the spelling of that. She had seen my last FlossTube when I was talking about not being able to find a particular Dental Arts floss for a stitch that I had just picked up, that I had for a while, and I had just wanted to start stitching. So that's where I'm going to start. Melodee actually had 2 skeins of Gentle Arts Freedom, and she sent me both skeins. She said she had overbought for a project she was working on, and it came with this adorable kitty cat card, which I just love. And the stitch that I'm doing is Under the Sea. This is by Bent Creek. So you can see it there. And this is the blue up here that the Freedom is for. And I was going to substitute Weeks Dye Work Americana, and because I thought, well, that'll be close enough. So I'm going to try to make it so that you can see. So this is Americana. That's fairly true. This, I just dropped it, is under this, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is Freedom. Yeah, you can't, it's not working. Rats. Well, anyway, Americana is a very royal, maybe better like that, is a very royal blue. And the Freedom is much more variegated blues, much more sea-like, looks a lot more sea-like. So I'm really excited to have this. And I was so excited that I took off to the beach one day a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, I can't remember. It's all become quite the blur. And I did a lot of stitching on Under the Sea. I haven't got to the waves yet. So this is where I am on that. I got the mermaid started up there. It was very enjoyable sitting at the beach and stitching a beach scene. But the big thing was, when I was stitching, I noticed that it's going to be hard to show this, but I'm going to try. You'll see a little bit of the heart. I noticed there's a companion piece, and it's called, it's a series that they did called Better Together. So this is Under the Sea. So you can see that there, the Under the Sea. And this, well, there's 2 of them that are a companion piece, but this shine I'm not going to do. This is called Rowboat. And you can see it says catch of the day, but of is crossed out. And you see how the line from the fishing boat kind of connects to the line down here on the anchor? So I had to have it. I went online and I have to have this companion piece because they will be so cute together. So I did find it. I found a new to me online stitching store called the Stitcher's Garden. It's in Conway, Arkansas. And it is, they had a lot of cute things. I bought a couple of things there that I'll talk about later. But so they had it. So I got it. And it actually was a kit. I was not keen on the fabric that it came with. I love the fabric I'm doing it on. It's very different from the fabric in the picture. This is called, I bought this, oh no, this was the other one. This is Vapors. And it's very blue gray. And it's a much better match, I think, than the beigey color that is called for. So I'm doing them both on the same fabric. And I'm very excited about it because they're just going to be so cute. And then yesterday, I was browsing around downtown, and in one of the little antique stores, I found her. So this little mermaid, she's wackadoo. She's made out of driftwood. I don't know how old she is, but she's in a little bit of rough shape, but I don't care. I could not resist having her. So see the shelf back up behind me there? I have 3 more of those, and I'm going to put them up in a way that they won't be blocking anybody, and I will put her on the shelf. It's a little shelf. And then have the 2 pictures framed with the rowboat's anchor line going down towards the mermaid. I think it'll look really cute. Just very, very much wealthy where I live. So that was my very exciting Happy Meal, and I thank Melodee very, very much. It was a joy to get that, and I'm so glad that she was able to provide that floss, because what I had really wasn't doing it for me. I mean, when I look now at that freedom, it's not doing it for me. And then the last time I talked, I had mentioned that I'd been working on Perfect. This is for the Constant Cat Stitch Along, SAL. And I had changed the cat so he had a little bit of white like my Bailey, but I had made a mistake on the tail, so I had to go back, take the tail out. So I finished the cat. So the cat's all done. I haven't got his eyes in yet. I have to get that done. But and then I started on the little flowers that are surrounding him. I'm really not looking forward to that ground that's down there. That's going to be tedious, but it's the same color as the Perfect. But this is coming out really cute. I'm really pleased with this. So I got a bit started on that. I actually did a lot more stitching than I typically do. So, I've been tired, but when I come home, I take a shower, hit bed, and I have a setup in my bedroom so that I can sit and stitch in bed. And it's been working out pretty good. So that's what I've been doing. A couple of nights, my sister Jeanette and I will sit down and we watch Ted Lasso on Apple TV. We started at season 1. We're into season 3 now. We're really disappointed because it's going to end very soon, and we really, 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 really like this show. It's surprisingly, neither one of us thought we would. But we have a gin and tonic when we watch Ted Lasso. I don't know why that's the cocktail we chose, but that's the one we chose. Which brings me to 5 o'clock. This is by Ink Circles. And there's 5 o'clock. So this is a cocktail. And I finished all of the outlines of the beverage glasses. So you can see that there. or maybe you can't. I'll go closer. So you can see that. And my sister and I found, a couple of weeks ago, we found a new to us, well, it's actually brand new to the town too. It's a lounge where there's no food or anything, it's just cocktails. So we went there and she had a sangria. So I had the stitch with me. So she had the sangria, so I just did a couple of stitches in there. I finished it up later on when we got home. So I did a couple of stitches on the sangria, and I had a margarita. So I did a couple of stitches on the margarita up there too, which I need to finish up. So we've been kind of wandering around town, trying to figure out, you know, where we can go for a drink so that I can bring the stitch. It's just something cute to do. But a lot of the places don't around here, they don't have the fancy glasses like on here. And I thought, well, I have a lot of those fancy glasses. So maybe we should just, instead of having our gin and tonic every time with Ted Lasso, we can watch Ted Lasso and we can have one of the fancy drinks. We can just, even if we have to pretend make the drinks, because some of these look really fancy, and there's no way I'm ever drinking a Bloody Mary. Jeanette would, but there's no way I'm drinking a Bloody Mary. Ugh, can't even imagine. It's too healthy. So I think that's what we might change to, is not going out to the bars, but in the lounges around town, because they just have really plain glasses. And so we're just gonna maybe sit home and watch Ted Lasso, and I'll stitch my beverages. And then this cross-stitch summer camp is also, I put the link, the hashtag below. It's on Instagram. So for the month of June, we were to stitch a bird. And I had stitched my big toes, quote the stick, quote the stitcher, I need more. And I'm pretty sure I showed this the last time. I didn't finish the entire stitch, but I did get all of the words in. And I will finish that up. It's not that much more to stitch on that. And then in July, the prompt was something that grows. And so I had this in my stash, Stitching Mends the Soul, and it's growing a nice flower there. So I decided I would stitch that one up. So this is as far as I've gotten on that. So this fabric belonged to a stitch along that I started in 2020. It was a temperature stitch along. I don't remember the designer. However, I ended up moving at the end of 2020 to my folks' home here, and it was a really rough year for everyone. And I really didn't want to continue with the chart, so I decided that, so this is what I got done on it. And it was cool and everything. I started ripping it out because I decided I would, but then it's really tightly stitched, so I couldn't rip it all out. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, I don't need all this fabric for the Stitching Mends the Soul. So I'm just going to take the part that's finished, and I'm just going to make like a, so I have this idea of the jean jacket that has the postal cross stitch that it was sent to me as a gift. And I thought, you know, I can put that on there. I can maybe add this to the front somehow. And I can just kind of turn this denim jacket into kind of like a cross stitch gathering place of little things that I'm never going to finish. So, I mean, I think it's got some sparkle in it because the black is a sparkly material. I think that'd look kind of cool on a jean jacket. Just that little bit there. So I won't try to rip it all out. Well, even if I couldn't use it, I wasn't going to rip it all out. I really was stitching tight. You could tell I was tense in 2020. And this here, so this is not really cross stitch related. It's more sewing related. And I did do a lot of sewing. I had a business where I was sewing children's clothing, but I haven't done any sewing since, oh my gosh, probably for the last 3 years. And I'd like to get back into it. And I have the space to set up a sewing studio. So I'm hoping that maybe I'll get this finished, frame it, put it in the area that's a sewing studio, and then maybe get back into sewing, because I would like to make my own clothing. I've been having a very difficult time finding clothing that fits me properly and that I'm comfortable in and isn't just like, you know, a t-shirt and shorts or jeans. I don't really go out very many fancy places, but I would like to have some nicer clothing. So maybe, but in the meanwhile, it's a cute stitch. And then I think I stitched on Bushel and a Peck and maresidotes. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did since I last, probably not, now that I'm looking at it. But anyway, this is, I should show you the picture of the chart first. I'm having a real struggle with needles. I don't like needle minders. The needles, when I put them into the bags, it doesn't matter what needle minder I use, the needle minder doesn't hold the needle. So I've been putting it into the fabric, and I don't like that either. I think I want to get a needle book and just keep my needles in a needle book. So this is Bushel and a Peck by Lottie Da. This is one of the songs my mom always used to sing to us. And this is all I've gotten done on this one. This was a Mother's Day start. And this is on Dune by Atomic Ranch. And that's all I've gotten done so far on that. I think I spent a lot of time working the stitch out to get this part done, because I want to get the words stitched, start stitching the words. I always feel whenever I do a stitch that has words in it, I always feel a lot better if I get the words in. And then if I make a mistake in the frame somewhere, it doesn't really matter. I'll just fluff it, because if I can get the words in, I can just work off the words to make it look like there's no mistake. But we always know there's always something. And then the companion piece to that is maresidotes, and that's also by Lottie Da Stitches. There's maresidotes. And I did a little change on this one, and I'll probably do the same on, no, I don't think I will. So the chart calls for the maresidotes in the black color. Well, it's not really black. It calls for this color here, but I love purple. And so I changed my mind, and I'm doing it all in purple. All the words in purple. And I will do the frame and all the lines underneath the words in the black. I think I might go with green with that. I'm not 100% sure. I have to wait and see what the black looks like underneath all the purple. If it detracts from the purple, I may try to do the green that's in it. But I really love this. I like it. I think it looks very pretty. The maresidotes. I'm pleased with it. Should stitch these tonight. Maresidotes and Bushel and a Peck. And then I did a pretty good amount of work on my Vanishing aisle. This is Turtle Lane. Autumn Lane. It is a turtle, but it's Autumn Lane. So I'm stitching this on a fabric that I've had, and it's very, very, very shiny. But I got some of the turtle done, little bit of the house. The house has black windows. I'm going to make them yellow because I want the lights to look like they're on. And I think the door of the house is also black. But I think I'm going to make the door of the house like I think I'm going to pick up the blue from down here and make the door of the house the blue color. Because that blue, I wasn't sure about these blues on this color sparkly material, but I like it. Those blues are looking nice. I like that. I noticed that in the last 6 months, or how many months? Yeah, since about February, I've really stepped back a lot from stitching, from focusing on seasonal or monthly, things that are specific to a certain month. That was my whole goal back in September when I started FlossTubes, was that this was how I was going to get all my, because I have so many of them. But I'm finding that I enjoy stitching more when I don't have like that particular theme going on. I truly am enjoying it a whole lot more. So I'm going to continue this way. Those seasonal ones will get done. Most of them are fairly small, so they'll get done. And one of them did get done. I'll show you very shortly. So this second to last one, the penultimate one, is Lucy Beam. And this is Buying Cross Stitch Like I'm Immortal. And I finished the words today. Oh, you can see the bright yellow. So I took pictures of this today for Instagram, and you couldn't tell the yellow, but boy, you can see that yellow here. I do have a lot more shadows. It's the time of day. I don't typically videotape at this time of day. It's kind of a weird time of day, but I figured if I didn't get it done, I was going to fall asleep and it wasn't going to get done. So that's why I'm here. But now all I have left to do with this is just a little bit of a border. It goes on the top here and the bottom, which won't take me very long, and then that'll be a finish. And I have an idea for a final finish but it's gonna mean that I have to go to the lumber yard and I have to stain wood, so we'll have to see how that goes. That might not get done till October, but I do have a finish. So this is my lamp for all seasons, and oops, it doesn't usually come on. It's on a timer, so it doesn't usually come on until later in the evening. But you can see there's an LED candle in there, and I finished spring. So now I have spring and winter and autumn, and I have not yet started summer, but I will. I think I'll have that one done by the end of summer, so I will have a completely finally finished object. And this is Lizzie Kate's for seasons, and I'm going to make some changes in the summer one. So I have to look at it here's summer. Okay, so the lighthouse, I'm going to change the coloring a little bit so that it matches Highland Light, which is in Truro, the next town over. It's also known as Cape Cod Light. It's kind of an iconic lighthouse for Cape Cod. And then there is a flag here. You see the little American flag? I'm going to do that in a kind of an abbreviated gay pride flag rather than just the American flag. I haven't gone to Stitch New England, but I have a ton of charts, not a ton, but quite a number of charts that I'm going to be bringing home. And one of them is, it's gone, Hicks, and it's a flag that is just, I'm not usually a flag person. I don't particularly care for the whole patriotic theme, but this one is done with many different kinds of whites and reds and pinks and not just straight. It's just beautiful. I will have it for the next time I do FlossTube. I will go to Stitch New England, pick that up. And yeah, it's great. It's a gorgeous flag. So like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the patriotic flags. I mean, just throwing a patriotic flag in. I just thought the kind of a rainbow flag might be a fun thing to have on there. On the clock for the light for all seasons, down here it was meant to say, it was a 25, red and green, and it said 25 for December 25th. And there were so many other Christmassy type motifs in here, I decided to change that one to MLK. So I just carried out the colors that were already in here and just stitched the MLK, just to give it a little bit less of a generic. You see flags all the time for July. You see, Christmas motifs all the time for winter, and there's a lot more to winter than just the Christmas motifs. So I did that. So that I'm pretty excited about. And the one thing I did get from that new needle workshop, I'll put the name of that online shop down there. So now I have two. I have Black Cat Stitchery, and I have this new one in Arkansas, and I have my local one, which is here in Massachusetts. And as much as I love 1-2-3 Stitch because it's so easy and you can find pretty much everything there, and the shipping is very reasonable, I prefer to, if I'm going to buy cross stitch like I'm Immortal, I prefer to make sure that my money is going to somebody who's an indie, who, not that 1-2-3 Stitch is not, I don't know, maybe they are owned by a big corporation, but I don't think so. But I'd rather try to keep the smaller needle workshops in business. Like I would never ever step foot in a Hobby Lobby. I rarely go into Michael's. I do go to Joann's on occasion because fabric's something you have to see. You can't buy that really online. You have to see it. We do have a local fabric store, but their fabric has been there for probably, oh my God, my mother used to quilt, and she got all her fabric there, and I see fabric there, quilts that she made 25, 30 years ago, and there's still bolts of it there. So it's been there for a long time. And they don't have any selection for very little selection for apparel fabric. It's mostly just quilting fabric, and so I have to go to Joann's if I want apparel fabric. So, but I did buy from that, like I got off on a tangent there. Sorry about that. I succumbed to the tiny town craze. So this is Seaside Tiny Town. I don't know that I'll stitch many of these, but I like this. I like the drum. I think the drum would look cute. Maybe if I did, a couple of other different ones and swap them out. I just think the drum would look cute on the shelf, when I get more of these little shelves hung up. I think it would look cute up there with other cross-stitch projects or other decor that matches. So that was my other purchase. It's cute. It's really cute. And again, I will probably change that to represent more Highland Light. When I do get around to stitching this, or these, I will definitely go to Highland Light and take pictures so that I can put that in the beginning of the video. It is a beautiful lighthouse. It has been under construction, or it has been since I've been living down here, but I think that this year was the first year they took all the scaffolding off, so it'll look nice and pretty again. So I'm sure there were many other things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm already at a half hour and I've been rambling a bit, and it takes forever to upload these things to YouTube. So yeah. I hope I see you much sooner than it was between these two videos, this one and the one before. I just have to wait and see how. They keep saying, July is the roughest month. Once August comes, things settle down. People stop buying because they're getting ready to go home, and they don't want to have to, they don't want to take all of the bottled water that they're buying and transport it back home again. So that's the hardest thing that I've been delivering. Is I have a couple of customers who get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cases of bottled water, and it's so heavy, and they get it all at once. So it's so heavy, but that should be going away. And the toilet paper and the paper towels, those are big boxes too. So hopefully I'll be less tired. But I have so Monday night I worked from 8 in the morning until 8 at night, and I only stopped at 8 o'clock because I have to. They don't let us stay out at 8 after 8. So it's long. It's hard, and I'm tired. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I think I'm going to call my mermaid Drift, because, she's made of driftwood. Do you remember that Mae West quote, I used to be Snow White, but I drifted? I love that quote. That was really cute. And my sister was saying that this one here, she looks like her hand is up here like this. It looks like she's looking for her sailor or for her captain that she can lure into her arms. So, all right. Good night, everyone. I hope to see you soon. Bye.